What's up YouTube, Capital G here talking about the Crystrons. We now know of some of their main deck monsters. Now if you don't know what I was talking about because maybe you missed yesterday's video, Crystrons are a new archetype. They're coming out in Invasion of Venom. They are an Excel Synchro based archetype. Excel Synchros, maybe you never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds or you just don't know what that is. Excel Synchros are synchros like this guy right here that require you to use other synchros. Think of shooting Quasar Dragon. You know how you have to, like, generally people will go 5-5-2. They'll go like Tech Genotype Librarian and like Fable Reagan, and then maybe they'll have like a, what's it called, like a Formula Synchron. Like, Quasar is a synchro that requires other synchros. Crystrons are the same exact thing. I think that of the three synchros that they've shown us so far, I think that they're a little top heavy. I think that the level 9 is pretty good. A Heavy Storm, that's like even better because it banishes everything, like it spells and traps in your opponent's graveyard, field, everything. I think that that's pretty damn good. I think that the fact that he replaces itself is impressive too. I kind of wish, considering how difficult it is to summon, I wish that maybe it would have gotten like 300 attack per each card that you banished, or maybe you would have burnt your opponent for like 300 damage or something like that. Like, that would have been kind of cool. But overall, the card's good. I think that the 5 and the 4 are just, they're nothing special. They're just meh. They're just stepping stones. They're just there. They only exist really to get you to this guy, to be honest. So we now know of some of their main deck monsters. They've got 2 tuners and 4 non-tuners, and they've got some crazy effects. It took me a while to kind of diagnose these guys because at first I talked about them on my live stream, and I really think that I underrated them because I didn't see all of the potential there. So let me look at the Crystrons. By the way, apologies to Dino Mist. I did say that Genix Undyne came to my mind when I thought of water machines. I didn't even think about the Dino Mist or 10 Goldfish, or, the fact that Genix Undyne is not even a machine. It's Aqua. So there's that. Anyways, Crystron, Quan, they're all water and machines, so I don't really need to say that 50 times. This one is a tuner. It's a level 1, so you can 1 for 1 it. 500 attack, 500 defense. You can only use the effect once per turn. Effect number 1, only effect. During your opponent's main phase or battle phase, you can special summon 1 non-tuner monster from your hand, but its effects are negated, and if you summon that monster immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 machine type synchro monster using that monster and this card only. Okay, so that's kind of cool because it lets you synchro summon during your opponent's battle phase and during your opponent's turn in general, which not a lot of cards do. I know like Formula does and Yang Zings have that effect, but it's not like every synchro deck out there has that effect. So that's pretty cool. Secondly, this lets you summon any non-tuner. It does not have to be a Crystron. It can be, a freaking level 10. I mean, you can fucking... hypothetically, if it was possible, you could summon Christia from your fucking hand with this thing. I mean, Christia's effects would be negated, but that's not the point. The point is, this lets you summon like level 8s and 9s and 10s and whatever out of your hand that you want. That's pretty cool. And it also would, I guess, possibly result in some replays if you use it during the battle phase. Next card, Crystron Sentry. I think this one's even better than the first one. Like, I think it's way better, honestly. Water Machine, level 2, 500. During your opponent's main or battle phase, you can target 1 non-tuner in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. They both do that. If you summon that monster immediately after this card or effect, after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 machine synchro monster, using that summoned monster in this card only. These synchro materials are banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. At first, I was like, oh my goodness, if it didn't banish, that would be so broken with Sangan. Even the erratic Sangan, that would be just so good. Because you'd be able to search with Sangan, you'd be able to search more copies of the tuners. That would be incredibly OP. The fact that this banishes, in my opinion, isn't that bad because it's still a 1 card, like, synchro. Now, I did have to look up the machine synchro pool. There's a lot of, like, Ally of Justice. There's some Karakuris in here. We've got some Speedroids, Super Heavy Samurai, Mecha Phantom Beast. So there are some decent options out here. Nothing, it's not like it's not as good as like Dragons or anything like that. But there are some plays. There's some legitimate plays. I do like the fact that, again, You get any non-tuner from your graveyard, doesn't matter the level, doesn't have to be a Crystron. So the plays are there. I mean, you will be able to potentially go into like, you know, a Karakuri Shogun Beret during your opponent's turn, or go into a Beredo during your opponent's turn. And that's pretty damn good because those monsters will get their effects when they are summoned, and I think that that's pretty impressive. It would have been crazy if this archetype wasn't restricted to machines, because if like you could summon not, you'd be able to Black Rose your opponent like nothing. Like that would be fucking stupid. That'd be crazy. All right, now for the non-tuners. This is Crystron Pracerator, Water Machine, level 2, 500 attack, 2000 defense. So he doesn't have great stats as far as offensively, but it's a defensive powerhouse. For a level 2, 2000 defense is, what more can you add? Isn't that Bixie's defense? The Yangzing? I feel like that's Bixie's defense. You can only use the one effect once per turn, and only once that turn. By the way, all of the non-tuners share the same one effect, so I'm only going to read it once, and they all can only use that effect. They can all only use that effect once per turn and once that turn. Okay. The effect is you can target one face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon one Crystron tuner from your deck, but you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except machine synchro monsters. That effect to me is really, really good because it means you don't ever have to really draw the tuners. Like every single one of the non-tuners can special summon the tuners straight from your deck. And this whole destroy a card and get a card, like we've learned from things like Metaphors and Sky Iris that shit is just good. Like if you can blow up a card and then search another one, like it's pretty good. Now there is some natural synergy that people pointed out to me with Geartown. Geartown, not only would it replace itself with a big-ass monster, but that big-ass monster is also a machine big-ass monster, and since this archetype is machine, obviously that's a good thing, because then the options for like limiter removal and some OTKs come into play. So I think Geartown is like a natural fit. In fact, this video even shows Geartown right here being one of the main cards that you're going to want to use in the deck. So I think that that's just natural synergy. Effect number 2 for this guy, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Crystron monster from your hand. It's okay. I've never been that big of a fan of like cards that I feel like it's just overextension. You know what I mean? Like it's just, oh, it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna complain about it. It's nice to have it, but some of the other Crystron non-tuners have like better effects, honestly. Next up, Crystron Smogger. This is a level 3, 1000, 1800 defense. This guy's effect number 2. You can banish this card from the graveyard, add one Crystron spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Now, for some strange reason in this video, they don't show, I mean, they show Transmodify, Geartown. They don't show any Crystron spells or traps, which is weird. But we have, like, we know that there are going to be some because this guy searches one. So, you know, I guess to be honest, we have to kind of wait and see how good the spells or traps are going to be to determine how good this card is. You know what I mean? Next up, we have Crystron Disturbance. This guy is effect number 2. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Crystron monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. This is obviously probably going to be the best one. It's a Rhoda. You know, 1500 attack, level 3 is not bad, but just being a Rhoda is really good. Synchro with this card and then, you know, banish it. Same turn that it hits the graveyard, you can use all these effects. It becomes an instant Rhoda. Who doesn't love Rhoda, whether it be Stratos, Deneb, Archfiend, Inferno Archfiend, that's what I'm talking about. Like, just being able to search shit from the deck of the archetype is just good. So this card's obviously great. And then the last one is Crystron Rose Nyx. This guy's banish effect is probably the worst, but he has the best stat line. He's level 4. He's 1800, 1000. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Crystron token, Machine Aqua, level 1, 1000, or excuse me, 0 attack, 0 defense. It can't be tributed, but it's like whatever. I guess you're probably just going to synchro with it, to be honest. You know what I mean? When I look at Crystron so far, I think that their design is very cool. I like the fact that the tuners can summon anything. The fact that as long as it's a non-tuner, like levels don't matter. Whether it is a Crystron or not doesn't matter. I like the fact that the non-tuners can summon the tuners from the deck. That's pretty much unheard of. You know, just being able to do that instantly. What I think that this deck needs, I don't think that it needs cards like Reinforcements of the Army, like in spell form. What I think this card with this deck needs, I think it needs cards like Fire Formation Tenki, where the second you activate it, it pays for itself, but then it kind of stays on the field meaninglessly, which in this deck it wouldn't be meaningless because all of your non-tuners would just blow the card up to add to summon a tuner. Like this deck needs cards like Fog Blade and, you know, cards like Tenki, where you get those, you get that instant plus, that instant gratification, but then you could blow the card up later to summon your tuners. If it gets that, then obviously they'll be in business. Hopefully Konami won't F this archetype up. And also like another, I would say like another, probably like another 9 would be kind of cool too. Or, I mean, they don't really just have to have Excel synchros, like just maybe an 8, like that'd be kind of cool, or 6, something like that. So let me know what you guys think. By the way, artwork on Crystron so far, amazing. Thank you guys for watching as always.